They got their big man. We knew for weeks now that Isaiah Hartenstein was somebody that the Oklahoma City Thunder were targeting. My coworker Michael Scotto had told me that it seemed more than likely, especially after we saw the New York Knicks re-sign OG Anunoby and then trade for Mikal Bridges. It became highly unlikely that they were going to re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein, and now Adrian Wojnarowski reports that free agent center Isaiah Hartenstein has agreed to a 3-year, $87 million. Isaiah Hartenstein leaves the Knicks for the top West seed, eager to add his size, skill, and physicality. This will allow Chet Holmgren to play power forward and Isaiah Hartenstein to be the starting center. And then they can also go into small ball lineups where Chet goes back to being the center. But it gives them different looks, similar to how how Kristaps Porzingis sometimes would play power forward for the Celtics. Chet will do that same thing, how Victor Wembanyama is a power forward for the Spurs. And that's how I think they want to deploy Chet, because he has the nimbleness to do that. And Isaiah Hartenstein, they've literally brought in two of the league's best role players, and Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso, while retaining their two role players, Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. Really, really, really good job. And for me, it makes sense. It made sense that they went out and they got a big. Because right now the team, Shea, Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren, Caruso, Kenrich Williams, Kasam Wallace, Ousmane Dieng, J. Will, J. Dub, I guess Topage, and Dylan Jones we got to throw in there. And now Isaiah Hartenstein. Their front court, J. Will, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Chet Holmgren. I guess Dylan Jones can play a little bit, and so can Kenrich Williams can play a little bit of small ball front court players. However, primarily, both of those guys are more small ball forwards. And I really like Isaiah. They have a bruising big. I wouldn't be surprised if they go in and get I think they're fine with the Chet, Isaiah, and J. Will. Do they go out and bring back Mike Muscala, who's somebody that they very much like within the organization? Or they bring back a Bismack Biyombo? Do they want to bring a big to be the fourth guy? I don't know, or an Xavier Tillman. But I think this is a really good move on their part. And did they potentially win the first day of the second day of free agency right now? They re-signed two of their players. They bring in Isaiah Hartenstein. And I'm waiting for the details of the contract to come out. But my assumption is this 3-year deal is similarly structured to Fred VanVleet's, which means it's going to be a 2+1, with the third year maybe being non-guaranteed. And you're like, what do you mean by that, Sierra? Well, that means the first 2 seasons, yes, they might have overpaid, but the reason they did that is because they'll be able to, maybe they give him in the first 2 years $30 million each, pay him $60, and the final year you're only paying him $27, or something where it is $87. That's 23. I guess it would be 22, 20. It's 22.3 a year, right? I'm also 23 point or 22.3 a year, 333 a year is technically what it is. So maybe the last year is fully non-guaranteed and it's a team option, so they can get off of it if they wanted to. I just look at that, and I think the Isaiah Hartenstein deal is just such a good one for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It was a deal that it goes to show this is a loaded squad. They are deep. It's not even funny how good of a team they are. And I don't know. What is your guys' expectations for the Thunder? Are they contenders or are they pretenders? But I definitely want to hear your opinions, as I think we got to the point where OKC's making moves to be looked at as if they're championship contenders. But yeah, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, J. Will in the front court. Then you obviously have Lou Dort, Ousmane Dieng, Kenrich Williams, J. Dub, Dylan Jones. You also have J.A. Mitchell, who they drafted, Alex Caruso, Nikola Topic, Hassan Wallace, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Adam Flagler. What a squad. Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we hear they're back. Both of the boys have came back. So the exact report we're hearing from both reports are from Shams Charania, but the report is that free agent sharpshooter Isaiah Joe has agreed to a 4-year, $48 million deal, which will pay him an average of $12 million. Will pay him an average of $12 million a year, and I think that's one of those things that Isaiah Joe joined OKC after being waived by the 76ers in 2022, and now he gets himself this long-term contract that I think is obviously something huge for them. Now, outside of that, OKC also signed free agent Aaron Wiggins to a 5-year, $47 million deal, which doesn't that technically mean, what, 8 times 5 is 40, 9 times, so that's like just 9 times, a little over $9 million a year. So like $9.5 million a year, which is a significant raise for a key rotational, like Swiss Army knife for this team. And for me, I think this is a team that really, really, really values their role players, and bringing in 2 guys like this long term, you know what's going to end up happening? They're going to be able to go ahead and put together either down the road, if they were, let's say they are a team that goes out and tries to trade for Lowry Markkanen. I'm not saying that these guys would be included, but because they have so many pieces, like they re-signed Kenrich Williams, they've re-signed Lou Dort, they re-signed Isaiah Joe, they re-signed Aaron Wiggins. If they do have to give somebody up, I feel like they're comfortable now because they have so many layers of players that it's ridiculous that how much talent they currently have. And that's what I want to hear your guys' thoughts when you see a team like the Thunder. It's impressive because they've been able to do something that I think a lot of teams, when you look at their ability to construct rosters, they get kind of scared to start to put money into players because they don't want to get stuck. But now that they've got themselves J-Will, J-Dub, Ousmane Dieng, Hassan Wallace, Nikola Topic, Kenrich Williams, Alex Caruso, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. There's a lot of guys. I remember last year, they brought in Jack White. They did end up cutting him, but they gave him money. They gave him like $2.5 million basically to go into training camp. So this is a team that Lou Dort's locked up till 2026. So is Shai. Chet Holmgren his rookie probably extension will kick in that year. They'll extend Caruso in 6 months. Kenrich Williams is locked up till 2026 to 27. So is Hassan Wallace. And after that, Ousmane Dieng is as well. So is J-Will and J-Dub. So is Nikola Topic. And now with these 4-year extensions, you got these guys locked up till 28, 29, and Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins. Kudos to them. They did something good, so it's fun.